Alright, my name is Matthew Jester. I'm just making a brief video here educating what exactly hypnosis is and going over some of the basics. So, I have a certificate of completion here just showing that I am competent in the field of hypnosis. And let's see. Please watch my video, Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition. I will leave a link in the description. I will also leave additional links in the description of other relevant videos. I've been abused with hypnosis, and my ability to speak is being inhibited with hypnosis, which is why I have to read everything when I make videos. If you notice me stuttering, speaking slowly, being unable to speak clearly, or any other difficulty speaking, I explain how this is being done to me in my video, Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition. Also, I will be raising my right index finger whenever the hypnosis is inhibiting my ability to speak, so that I can point out the hypnosis inhibiting my ability to speak without interrupting myself in videos. So please pay attention to my body language when I raise my finger, because you're most likely going to be able to notice the hypnosis. The first theory is that hypnosis is the same thing as trance. Depending on how you define hypnosis, you could use the terms trance and hypnosis interchangeably, although I personally differentiate, as not all trances will increase an individual's susceptibility to accepting post-hypnotic suggestions or hypnotic commands like hypnosis is intended to. There is no official definition of hypnosis that is recognized by the scientific community as a whole, so either definition is technically not incorrect. According to the human givens theory, hypnosis is any artificial method of accessing the REM state which is naturally active while dreaming. This theory of hypnosis would provide a logical explanation for all the phenomena that is associated with hypnosis. In case anyone is not familiar with REM or the REM state, it's an acronym for rapid eye movement and is the second stage of sleep when we dream. Hypnosis definition. Somnambulism. Somnambulism is the medical terminology for sleepwalking, and in hypnosis is a deep stage of trance that mimics a very similar appearance to sleepwalking, which is why this stage of trance was named somnambulism. This is a stage of trance known to produce the most profound hypnotic effects, and is when post-hypnotic suggestions are primarily given. Post-hypnotic suggestions. Post-hypnotic suggestions are the instructions and or commands given to subjects while in somnambulism that are carried out upon waking from trance, or after specified hypnotic cues, or after a specified date and or time. Heteroaction. Heteroaction means that after successfully responding to one post-hypnotic suggestion, the chances of successfully responding to a different post-hypnotic suggestion will increase. Let's see. Homoaction. Homoaction means that repetition of a post-hypnotic suggestion will result in a stronger or more intense response to the post-hypnotic suggestion. Critical factor or critical faculty. The critical factor or critical faculty is not a part of the brain or a tangible object. It is just a concept, although a very real concept, just like time, the conscious mind, or the unconscious mind. In hypnosis, there is an important concept known as the critical factor or critical faculty. It means the exact same thing and is most commonly known as the critical factor, although in my hypnosis course it was referred to as the critical faculty, and that is what I'm going to be referring to it as in this video. The critical faculty is responsible for processing, interpreting, analyzing, and questioning information before acceptance into the unconscious mind. The critical faculty is commonly described as a filter, firewall, or barrier in between the conscious and unconscious mind that is responsible for processing, questioning, interpreting, and analyzing whether or not the information should be accepted or rejected as true or false in order to develop an accurate understanding of reality. An oversimplified understanding of what the critical faculty is the conscious awareness and short-term memory, although they are not the same things. Short-term memory is a form of memory. The critical faculty is information processing, and the conscious mind is responsible for much more than processing information in short-term memory. The critical faculty is capable of processing a lot of information very quickly, although it is limited in its information processing capabilities. The critical faculty is limited to processing 7 plus or minus 2 bits of information at a time. That's 5 to 9 bits of information at a time. Very similar to short-term memory in regards to remembering phone numbers. Children under the age of 7 have underdeveloped critical faculties that readily accept information without questioning, processing, analyzing, or interpreting the information. And an example of this would be how children will believe in the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, and the Tooth Fairy. In the deep hypnotic trance known as somnambulism, the critical faculty can be less capable of rejecting information than that of a small child's. Hypnosis will bypass the critical faculty in a variety of ways so that suggestions will be accepted by the unconscious mind without being questioned or analyzed. Common methods for this include confusion, distraction, overwhelming processing capability, and shock. In Ericksonian hypnosis and subliminal messaging, the critical faculty is often bypassed by distracting and consuming conscious attention to an overwhelming extent that no conscious attention is drawn to the post-hypnotic suggestions or subliminal messages that are involuntarily accepted by the unconscious mind because the ability to process and or question the information is bypassed. The second method is seen in direct hypnosis and stage hypnosis, which uses shock to stimulate the reorientation response, which is a survival mechanism used to rapidly adjust to a situation in an emergency and stimulates in a fast-acting pathway in the brain called a PGO spike. During the reorientation response, processing capabilities are limited and the critical faculty can sometimes be bypassed, which can result in automatic or immediate acceptance of sensory stimuli and even the suggestion of sleep, inducing the subject into somnambulism during the reorientation response. The mind is reorienting all sensory stimuli and information simultaneously, resulting in an overload of information that overwhelms the critical faculty's processing capability. Stimulating the reorientation response in a PGO spike is often used in rapid inductions to induce somnambulism in less than 5 minutes and used in instant inductions to induce somnambulism in less than 1 minute. Okay. So anyways, on the Facebook video, you probably might not have seen my finger as much. Whoops. Oh well. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and clarify here just some things that, I should point out. Well, first of all, that the strain in my voice is just not normal. It doesn't make any sense. Also, I wanted to point out, so while I was reading, I actually was really specifically distracted with the next morning, and this was because of the hypnosis. And it was actually even specifically hypnotized to think of a very specific person who could be watching this video tomorrow and their reaction to it. So the problem is that that distraction consumed the remaining aspect of my critical faculty, which I described, and my conscious awareness, so that I wasn't exactly consciously aware of how fast I was reading. I wasn't paying attention to how fast I was reading because my mind was distracted on something else very specifically. And because of this, that's a very specific example. Also, let's see, there are other examples that I wanted to cover here. Like, because please watch the video Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition. It's really important. Also, let's see. I was also having the same difficulties reading the same exact words cued at the same times. During the same portions of speech. Like, when I was reading about somnambulism, I would have difficulties reading the word hypnosis every single video almost. Which is why I also said it louder, too. And then I would have difficulty reading after that, specifically, for a period of time, in every single video. Which just is the aspect that, will defy the logic of any other type of variable. As well as, I haven't had these types of difficulties when I used to work at a call center, or any other call center, multiple different call centers. I worked for several years, was able to speak very, very clearly, and I can't even think of the word, to just, my memory is literally repressed right now. So hypnosis is capable of doing a lot of different things, including even controlling some muscle contractions. From muscle tension, which is why I also was even putting my leg up like this, and then the finger thing started shortly afterwards, because I came up with that idea to try to make it more noticeable. It has so far worked very well for me. Anyways, it's not just that though. There's other things. I was hypnotized to feel angry when I resisted post-traumatic suggestions. I was hypnotized to feel a strain speaking. This would specifically happen the most when I would be trying to read fast. The faster I would read, the more strenuous, physically speaking, would feel. And, I need to also try to find another video that's a better example, just overall, to explain everything. But I hope I explained at least, I know I did explain enough of the basics of hypnosis in the video, even though, I might not have been able to say it very clearly. But, sorry, the hypnosis is really being used to abuse me right now. I'll go ahead and end the video right now, and I'll go ahead and get this uploaded on YouTube as well. Anyways, want to thank you for your time, and thanks for watching the video. Have a great night.